Moving on to two stocks which are on our radar. They are seeing a relief rally today. Adani Power as well as Tata Power. And this comes after the Supreme Court agrees to hear government of Gujarat's plea on the Mundra plant as a pass-through arrangement so that these companies benefit. Ashwit Kumar was right there in the courtroom and joins us with all the details of the development. Ashwit, tell us.
Well, just to give the benefit of hindsight to our viewers, keep in mind that earlier in the year 2017, both these companies, Adani and Tata Power, with respect to their Mundra power plant, had sought a compensatory tariff, which was to compensate for the higher cost of Indonesian coal. Now, that prayer was explicitly denied by the apex court in April of 2017. Subsequent to that, the Gujarat government set up a high-powered committee, a three-member committee, and very recently a three-member committee had come out with its recommendations. Chief of those recommendations being that there should be a pass-through allowed in terms of the costs involved, in terms of the fuel costs involved. Now, this was the chief recommendation that had been made. Now, to effect these recommendations, to bring these recommendations into effect, the Gujarat government has now moved the apex court with the idea, with the prayer, that the apex court should grant its blessings in giving effect to these recommendations and giving that much-needed relief as far as these companies are concerned. Now, as of right now, what the apex court has done is that it has agreed to hear this petition. It has issued a notice to all the players in this case. And what we understand is that the case will be heard in 2 weeks from now. So clearly, big relief awaited as far as both these companies are concerned. And this will be a key figure that both these companies will be watching out for when the hearing resumes in the Supreme Court. Back to you.
Okay, Ashmit, thanks a lot for that. Well, moving on, NSE, the National Stock Exchange, has launched the commodity derivatives segment today. That's a big, big day for NSE. My colleague Yash Jain, in fact, caught up with Vikram Limai, the MD and CEO of the National Stock Exchange, at the very launch. Listen in to what he had to say.
We have already filed for product approvals in two other commodities with SEBI, and we are awaiting approvals. One is in the energy space in crude oil, and the other is in base metals and copper. So once we get those approvals, we will launch those contracts as well. Today we've launched gold and silver, and those are very large opportunities. As you know, in India, the gold market is a very large market, and I think if it is developed in the right way, the kind of contracts and the volume that gets traded on exchanges can be a significant multiple of where we are today. Absolutely. Including the fact that over time we should aim to be the price determinant of gold in the country, given the dynamics surrounding gold in India. So our objective in getting into this segment is really to take a long-term view of the commodities market and to develop the market in the right way in terms of getting the hedging community to participate and to make sure that we have the right standards in India so that everybody is comfortable, trading commodities and pricing commodities based on the quality of commodities that are available in the country.
Right. A key determinant here is going to be the volume in terms of the kind of response which you get in terms of both commodities. Help me understand, is there any sort of market making scheme in terms of shoring up the volumes or any other scheme that you're looking at towards that direction? And second thing, you'll have a competition straight from a few exchanges now in this particular space. Is consolidation something that we can look forward to in the exchange space?
So we haven't announced any market-making scheme for commodities. I do believe that for members, trading on NSE would be hugely beneficial because many of them are already trading other segments on NSE. And as you know, the volumes on all the other segments on NSE are very large. And trading one more segment on the same exchange has a lot of efficiencies in terms of whether it's relating to collateral, whether it's operational efficiencies, capital efficiencies. So I do believe it would be beneficial for people to also trade commodities on NSE. As I said, right now we've launched two contracts in three in gold and silver, and we have applied for crude and base metals. Once those come through, we will launch those as well. Right. And agricultural commodities will be in phase 2. So I don't foresee us launching agricultural commodities in the next 6 months. But after that, we would be open to looking at agri-commodities as well.
On the point of consolidation?
So on consolidation, I cannot comment on it at this point. We'll have to see how the situation evolves. And if there are opportunities that make strategic sense, we are open to inorganic opportunities.